Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite Day One Outbreak. Myself, Ben from Down Under. Funnily enough, 28 years later, I'm sitting here, 28 years old. If you don't know what I'm covering from the title, don't know what to tell you. It is none other than 28 Years Later, which is the third film in the 28 Days, Weeks trilogy, and part one of supposedly a sequel trilogy that Alex Garland has written for us. Who, if you're not familiar with Alex Garland's work, most recently obviously did Warfare, Ex Machina, Annihilation. Phenomenal writer, also directing and writing the Elden Ring film, which I'm super excited about. I'm a big Elden Ring fan, but this film I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. It's been in development hell since think like the late 2000s, 2007, I think onwards. It's been in a bit of development hell, and it's now 2025, and we have it. Danny Boyle has also returned to direct the film, which is, if you don't know, the director of the original movie, who was supposedly going to direct the second one and then pulled out to direct Sunshine. So, of the planned trilogy as well, he will be directing the final film. I think it's Nia DaCosta directing the Bone Temple, which is what it's titled, which comes out January. So we don't have to wait long. And Danny Boyle served as a producer on that. And yeah, without further ado, I'll get into touching on the film. As I said, it's a film I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I'm a big fan of the first one. Second one, I don't think is as good, but I still really enjoy it. And having Danny Boyle on board, I was super keen. First of all, to touch about the plot of the film, I'll keep it as bare bones as possible, as it is a somewhat hard film to talk about without going into spoilers. But the film picks up, funnily enough, you guessed it, 28 years later after the outbreak, and it's set on a extremely small island in Scotland, basically, and it's picked up then, and they're obviously on the island and their struggles of facing the outbreak and what's evolving in front of us and the emergence of these new zombies and things like that, and the dilemmas and they face. But it's essentially just about a group of people who are on the island, and it basically carries on from there, and the difficulties they face. Obviously, the cast here I do want to chat about first. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, you don't need to go too far into my reviews to understand how much I really like Aaron Taylor-Johnson as an actor. I think Nocturnal Animals is an extremely fantastic performance from him, but Bullet Train, obviously, he's fantastic in. This film, he is also fantastic. You've got Ray Fiennes in the film, who is also fantastic, who plays Dr. Kelson. Jodie Comer as Isla, also great. The overall cast is fantastic in this film, and I do want to chat about Alfie Williams, who plays Spike, who I thought was also brilliant, who I don't think personally I've seen him in anything before. It looks like he played Ghost Theo in his Dark Materials TV show, but there you go, in that TV show. And overall, this film was probably not what I was expecting. Overall, I did love it, and I'll get into some things later, but the Danny Boyle directing of this film, it's come back. It has that visual aesthetic that you saw in obviously the original, and the style of filming. I know you've probably seen the rigs that they filmed using majority, like 40 iPhones shot, and some of the techniques they use and the editing and the visual aesthetic and the stylistic integrity they've got throughout this whole film. Not only does the film have such a visual aesthetic, it looks beautiful. The cinematography, the way the action shot, some of the vistas. It's a struggle in this film to almost see what might be visual effects and what isn't. It is downright beautiful. And the theme, obviously, with Alex Garland writing the film, you've got the themes about, which he's done in all his films, human evolution, the outbreak itself, and it's actually caught me off guard in the sense that it's actually a completely complex film to be honest. It's definitely got its thrills in there. It's got its spectacular sequences, but it's a very narrative focused film that is extremely like unsettling at times, strange. It is also really, really human and emotional, and it balances these themes of and the action with these themes of stillness at the same time. It allows the film to just run perfectly. I think it's the perfect runtime, although it's hard to say. Towards the end, I don't know, like, it felt somewhat, and this is spoiler free, it felt somewhat a bit odd the last like 2 minutes. Now, when you see it, you might understand, although that's something that once you see the bone temple, potentially it might feel completely different, but that's just how I feel coming out of it, and that's realistically my only nitpick of the film. But the philosophical dialogue and the philosophical themes and what it's uncovering and what it's dealing with in the film make it feel a lot more emotional realistically than its predecessor and the films that have obviously come before it. And I feel it's a perfect film in the sense that it expands on what's existed before while also actually going into deeper philosophical and deeper themes, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the two films that come to play and come out. I'm obviously interested to see Nia DaCosta direct the second one, Bone Temple. I know it filmed directly after this one wrapped, so it'll be interesting to see whether the visual aesthetic crosses over and whether it's done well or whether it's something vastly different, a departure of that sense. But if you're expecting like a light zombie film, it's not going to be it. It is a very, very deep film. It is somewhat emotional at times, but deals with some extremely profound themes, and the dark nuance that it's got within it. I absolutely adored it, and to be honest, I do think it's going to be somewhat of a polarizing film, because if you do love the 28 days or 28 weeks, you probably know somewhat what you're expecting in the sense of the direction and the style. But if you're not familiar and people go into this film expecting a zombie film, you're probably not going to get that in the sense that what they think it will be, because it is a deeply profound film that deals with a lot of humanness. But overall, I adored it. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait to see Bone Temple in 6 months, 7 months' time. But if you have seen it, comment below, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear more. If you do like the review, please do leave a thumbs up, as it does mean a lot, and subscribe for more.